Oh, okay. That's supposed to be different. There once was a man who just couldn't seem to win at anything. At age 8, his family was forced out of his home, and he had to work to provide for them. At age 10, his mother died. Going on into early adulthood, at age 23, his first business failed, exiling him from the only world he knew. The very next year, he ran for state legislature and lost. Age 25, he borrowed some money from a friend that sent him into bankruptcy for 17 years. Age 27, his fiancée died, sending him into a nervous breakdown that lasted for 6 months. At age 30, he wanted to run for state legislature. He was defeated. 32, he wanted to become an elector. Again, he was defeated. Twice in 5 years, he lost campaigns in Congress. At 41, he sought to be land officer of his own state, and he was rejected. 46, he ran for Senate of the United States and lost. 48, he wanted to be the vice president of his party. He got less than 100 votes. At age 50, he ran for Senate again, and again, he was defeated. After 50 long, hard years in this man's life, most would have just looked at all his troubles and turned the other way. But the only reason he kept going is because he realized there was a purpose and value to his life. There was a reason he existed. St. Augustine described how he found this purpose and value in his life. He said, "Some people, in order to discover God, read books by man. But there is a great book, the very existence of created things. Look above you, look below you. Read it. He has set before your eyes the things he has made." Can you ask for a louder voice than that? If you'll turn in your Bibles to Psalm 139. Psalm 139. And when you get there, we see that David has come to the same conclusion. Skip down to verse 13. It says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well." So David has come to believe that he has been created by God. He has been fearfully and wonderfully made. He has been knit together by God. And I can just visualize David. He's sitting on a hillside watching over his father's sheep with nothing better to do but think. And something he sees, something he feels, something he hears leads his thoughts towards God. Maybe he looked at his hands. Dr. Andrew Carrison noted, "Hands are one of the most intricate and beautiful parts of the body. 19 bones arranged to form a cup, an arch, a flat surface, or a balled fist, each appearing perfectly on demand. Fingers able to delicately lift a needle off a table, or twist off the stubborn cap off a fruit jar, or distinguish between a penny and a dime just by touch. No engineer designing robotic hands has ever come to such perfection." Or perhaps David just thought about his breathing. I want everyone to think about your breathing for a second. Everyone just take a big breath in with me. Now exhale. What if you had to control that action every moment of your life? I know I have ADD. I'd see a squirrel outside, I'd get distracted, and I'd be dead on the spot. How long would you last? I know I wouldn't last long. And yet God has designed our lungs to repeat this action over and over and over again. Or maybe David was listening to a bird in the tree and was thinking about his ears. Think magazine asked how the ear can be an accident. It has over 1,500 keys. Your standard piano has 8, or 88, not 8, 88. There was once a writer that observed, "Amazingly, the inner ear, although no bigger than a hazelnut, contains as many circuits as the telephone system of a good-sized city? Would anyone suggest that the telecommunication system of a city was an accident? Whatever got David to thinking, it had him to realize how much he meant to God. Romans 1:20 says, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse." David realized he had been fearfully and wonderfully made, knit together by God. But we need to realize that some people will reject that. Some people will insist that there is no God. There are people out there who believe man is little more than a complex animal, a complex but accidental series of chemical interactions that has no purpose and no inherent value beyond reproduction. They fail to see all of the evidences God has laced throughout this world around us. But the human body is the greatest natural wonder. It's a complex being that has the ability to think, to feel, to comprehend beauty. And that's what David is saying here. He realizes what a marvelous creature he is. He realizes he has been fearfully and wonderfully made, knit together by God. Genesis 1:27 says, "So man created mankind, or God created mankind in his image." We have been given a purpose and value that overcomes all of our handicaps. And all we have to do is realize it. Regardless of our limitations and hardships, we have been created in the image of God. That man we were talking about earlier, that man suffered countless business failures. He suffered at least one mental breakdown. And 8, and let me say 8 again, failed government appointments. There's a quote by that man that says, "Surely God would not have created such a being as man with an ability to grasp the infinite to exist only for a day." No, man was created for immortality. This man understood that he had a greater purpose and value that could overcome all his past trials and failures. This man understood that he had been fearfully and wonderfully made, knit together by God. And because of this, he was able to persevere until he tried just one more time. And at age 52, this man became the 16th and the greatest President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. God has laid signs all throughout this world, the same signs that David saw on that hillside that day. And we can use those not only to defend our own faith, but to uplift us with the knowledge that we have been created by God for a purpose. And it's our job to find it. Thank you.